All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Luis Magalong, and welcome to our series Leadership Black and White, where leadership imprint, which is the vision, and blueprint, which is the mission, is as clear as black and white. So, before I introduce our speaker this afternoon, allow me to thank our previous speakers who have joined us. Dun sa first two series natin, we have Doc Andon Marilim of the Yellow Boat Foundation and Mr. R.D. Abelio. Also, to catch more of Mr. R.D. Abelio on our master classes, I will show you later the poster. But please make it a habit to visit our page, Vertical Parallel Asia. All right? So, ano nga po palang difference ng Leadership Black and White and MBC? Leadership Black and White is a new series of Vertical Parallel that will engage our viewers about leadership wireframes, best practices, and a combination of vision-oriented and results-driven strategies. A tool for every individual, team, community, organization, and culture, because leadership in this new normal is or are consolidated challenges championed in collaboration and creativity with consistency and clarity. Yan po ang Leadership Black and White. It's a new series of our group, Vertical Parallel. And previously, the MBC is moving beyond crisis, which is same time lang po, no? Nag-alternate lang po sila. But iba po ang approach natin ng atake. But thank you for joining us this afternoon. Gusto ko lang po i-acknowledge yung mga madalas nating kasama dyan. We have Miss Josephine Uyan. Hello po, ma'am. Ayan, si Miss Carmencita, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Ayan, si Mr. Carlos Upanto. Thank you for joining us this afternoon and appreciate and we're grateful for your time. Doon po sa mga nagsispend, I am sure, alam ko po busy kayo, but thank you for spending your 1 hour with us. I promise you, this 1 hour would be informative, mouthful, and learning filled with works or action plans na pwede nyo pong gamitin sa inyong mga organizations and even to your smallest unit, which is the family. So, ano po natin patagalin? Okay, allow me to just show you my slides. Alright, yan po. Papakita ko lang po ang aking slides. Yan. Alright, sorry. Okay, we are Vertical Parallel. What we do is we bridge you to success. All right, please make it a habit to like, follow, and subscribe. We are present in YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Okay, yan po ang aking logo for the Leadership Black and White. Please, as I mentioned, please make it a habit to visit our page. Kasi po every day we try to publish encouraging thoughts and perspectives para po for your sharing, for your download, para po sa ating, for your sharing. It's very good. It's very important that we share encouragement to everyone kasi especially in this time of pandemic, ito po yung kailangan natin. Like what you see in your screen, bravery is the audacity to be unhindered by failures and to walk in freedom, strength, and hope in the face of things unknown. All right, so yan po. Also, allow me to also to invite you to our master classes. These are Vertical Parallel paid trainings, the master classes, and what we do is we deliver them in 3 things. First is we do the instructional learning volumes. Second is the online-based training, which is what we do is Zoom, WebEx, MS Teams, yan po yung mga learning platforms. And lastly is the face-to-face or yung office-based workshop natin. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, hindi po siya nagagawa. But I hope soon makasama natin magkita-kita po tayo. Alright? And speaking of the masterclass, allow me to invite you for the productive leadership, upping leadership potential. This is good. is a management skills training for your managers and supervisors. This would happen on October 13 to 14, 2020, 1 to 5 p.m. It's a full course on productive leadership, 8-hour learning program inclusive of e-manual and certificates. All right? So also, happening next week, September 29 to 30, 1 to 5 p.m., ang Crisis Management Planning, your business continuity planning guide. We have there Mr. Joel Elio, President and CEO of PEME Consultancy, and Ms. Jenny Magalong. All right, so they'll be talking about safety management, workplace, and HR crisis planning and management. All right, so before I introduce our speaker for this afternoon, nabubulol ako, no? Medyo tutuyan po ako. I hope you're doing okay. Yan po. And let me just stop and share. Yan. So thank you for your time again. Before I introduce our speaker, hayaan nyo naman pong imbitahan ko kayo. If you're joining us for the very first time, salamat po. I hope this would not be your last and you'll be joining us on the next series. And even to dun sa ating tinatawag na Moving Beyond Crisis. These are encouragement talks and motivational talks for you. Yan po, happening po. Probably next week, we have a date next week. Yun po ang Moving Beyond Crisis. So, if you've been joining us from the previous series, salamat po. Please do a shout out dun po sa comment page natin para naman po ma-acknowledge ko po kayo. Alright, so yan, we have our top fan joining us. Yan, nakikita ko po sa screen. Yan, thank you po. Pati po, if possible also, hello Miss Joraline Refugio and Sir Carlos. Alright, if possible, please do click like and heart. Okay, click nyo na po yung button like, heart, yan, and care. And if possible po, please do share or host a watch party. Yan. Especially dun po sa mga tingin nyo na maka-benefit from this training. I encourage you to host a watch party. Okay? So later po, dun po sa hindi naman po makakahabol, don't worry, we will publish it in our page. Hindi po namin siya tatanggalin. Also, I will upload it in YouTube para po makita nyo po. So yun, just type nyo lang po vertical parallel in our YouTube page. All right, so allow me to introduce our speaker this afternoon. Yan, our speaker this afternoon is called Entrep Champ. Yan, yun po yung kanyang brand. Mr. Entrep Champ is one of the most sought-after celebrated Filipino motivational speakers today. He is renowned for his Learn Joyment brand of keynotes and workshops and for his best-selling book entitled Strategies of a Champion Entrepreneur, and has recently released his new book, Stand Out, How to Lead Without Losing Your Values, a book on ethical leadership. He is also a regular resource person on national TV and radio. He delivers engaging educational and experiential talks, as well as his consistent sharing of real-life strategies and principles, offering transformational value to his audience. His signature programs span on a wide variety of subjects, such as Mindsets of a Champion, Cabs at Work, Winning Culture Building Program, Sales Masters Program, for the Moment of Truth in Frontline Management, SPD Corps, NLP-based team building program, Stand Out, Simplified Strategic Planning, and the Next Ladder, Essentials in Managing a Team. Yan. His awards include, babasahin ko lang po yung pinakabago because I know this person for a long time. He has recently awarded 2014 Philippine Marketing Association Agora Awards Outstanding Achievement in Entrepreneurship for the medium scale category. On 2014, he's also awarded ASEAN Business Awards Most Admired ASEAN Enterprise Young Entrepreneur category held in Myanmar. And this year, he is awarded in Marketing in Asia 70 Rising Personalities on LinkedIn in the Philippines you should follow in 2020. This award recognizes ASEAN business entities with outstanding performance in the ASEAN region and who made significant progress in establishing and reinforcing their position in the international business arena. Paulo ensures that everyone who leaves his presentations gain massive and impactful lessons, taking with them simple, actionable steps that they can implement right away to help them achieve greater success. So, di ko na po patatagalin. Allow me to introduce this afternoon our speaker, Mr. Paulo Tibig. Yan. Sir Paulo, yan. Okay.
Hello. Hello, Luis. Magandang hapon sa lahat ng viewers natin ngayon at mamaya pa at sa mga susunod na araw. So, I hope nasa mabuti po kayong kalagayan at despite the fact na in some areas of the country medyo mainit, I'm coming over live and alive here from Bataan, Luis. So magandang hapon lahat. And I hope na maganda rin po yung inyong mga kasalukuyan, di ba, na ginagawa. Bukod dun sa nasa bahay lang tayo, we wanted to ensure that everyone is still productive at this point. Good
All
to see
right.
you back, Luis and Jen, and to the rest of Vertical Parallels, syempre, viewers. Magandang araw at hapon po sa inyong lahat.
So Sir Paulo, before we proceed to your talk, ano po what makes you what keeps you busy this past few days and weeks?
Unang-una, nagpa-lockdown kami deliberately dito sa aming probinsya, dito sa Bataan. So parang 2 days before the lockdown, after an engagement, tinapos lang isang engagement and then pumunta na rito. Kasi dito kahit papaano, medyo nakakagalaw-galaw ka. At alam mo naman, medyo mas maraming pwede pang magawa pagka nasa bahay mo, di ba? Parang ganyan. Pangalawa, quite busy on so many engagements, speaking engagement, corporate trainings, webinars, and syempre yung mga bagay na gusto rin naman natin, yung mga proyektong hindi natin nagagawa na mahabang panahon. So would you believe, 'di ba, ang isang inaano nga natin dito, paano yung pwede ka bang mag-train ng panibagong mong skills? Ano yung mga pwede mong gawin? In my case, Luis, hindi ko lang alam kung nakikita mo ngayon yung transformation, pero nag-lose na ako ng ilan ba? Ito, ano na to, fit na sa akin to ng 5 kilo sa loob ng 6 na buwan. so, so yung isa ito sa hindi ko nagagawa ng napakahabang panahon, and I make it a point na itong mga araw na nasa bahay, di ba? Kahit papaano may oras tayo ng 3 times a week, kahit papaano mag-exercise. And then yung sa pagkain, somehow, di ba, pinipili natin hanggat maaari yung kinakain versus yung typical na routine natin, di ba? Yung pagbabago mga ganyan, very, parang ito yung mga upside na sinasabi ko nga, na kahit na with this pandemic, we know for a fact na maraming negativities na idulot at na kasalukuyang nangyayari with this pandemic. But looking at the bright side, meron din namang mga kabutihan. And this is one, personally for me, and I'm sure marami sa atin, sa mga listeners at viewers natin na may kanya-kanya ring ginagawa para maging busy, para maging maayos pa rin yung ating pangangatawan, yung ating buhay, yung ating pagtatrabaho, yung ating karera. Yan. So, medyo busy. Kailangan pa rin tuloy-tuloy. Kasi sabi ko nga, Luis, nung nagsisimula pa lamang yung pandemic, paano ko magagamit yung platform ko bilang isang public speaker, di ba? Aside sa negosyo, syempre, na paano ko siya magagamit sa ibang pamamaraan. So yun, nag-develop tayo ng mga learning, parang free learning sessions, lalo na nung ECQ. And we moved to a lot of online talks, averaging about 3 to 4 in a week. And then yun, simula nung GCQ, yan, nag-start na yung mga speaking engagement. Kaya nga nakakatuwa, di ba? Alam mo naman yun, Luis, and everyone, the least that we can do sa mga panahon ngayon, especially for the companies, di ba, for organization, yung bang kailangan pa bang i-motivate yung ating mga empleyado? Kailangan pa ba na magkaroon ng trainings yung ating mga companies and so on? So talagang kasi siyempre most of the businesses right now are feeling the crunch, and especially so, di ba, maraming nagtatanggalan, retrenchment, unfortunately, and maraming closure din naman. So, but for those companies and organization na nakikita nila that they wanted to get ahead of the competition and be ready with with the susunod na mga buwan at pagka okay na ulit, talagang ngayon pa lamang, kumbaga, kailangan na nating equip yung ating team for this. Yan. So, we're quite fortunate na ngayon tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung ating mga ginagawa at nagpapasalamat tayo, di ba? And I'm sure para naman sa kabutihan nating lahat to.
All right,
Yun.
thank you. By how you speak, Sir Paulo, no, parang you're talking about not only surviving but the initial onset of not onset but initial preparation to thrive. So to our viewers, i-share yan ni Sir Paulo in a bit what he's doing with his company, the V Cargo or Vinta Logistics, at yung mga changes na ini-implement niya or in transformation na ginagawa as the new normal proceeds. So di ko na pahabain, Sir Paulo, you can the stage is yours to share us the strategies that you're doing with your company as of now.
Again, yung mga yun nga, 'di ba? Maraming nakita naman natin unang-una, 'di ba, when we started with the pandemic, parang dalawa yung naiisip natin. In fact, dalawa yung fear, 'di ba? Yung isang takot doon, yung takot na mahawahan tayo, takot na magkaroon ng problema tayo sa pangangatawan because of the COVID pandemic. And the other takot is yung takot na mawalan ng trabaho, mawalan ng negosyo. At ano mangyayari, di ba? Parang full of uncertainties and so on. Sabi nga natin, unang-una, hindi natin kayang kontrolin yung nangyayari. Di ba? Hindi natin kayang kontrolin yung COVID, hindi natin kayang kontrolin yung mga situation na ayaw man natin happens because of many factors, parang ganyan. But there is one thing that we can always control. Yung bang we can control yung thoughts natin, yung pag-iisip natin, what's running on our minds, and then ito yung magsisimula ng lahat eh. So ano ibig sabihin? Dito nagsisimula yung behavior. I always tell people na nagsisimula yan dun sa attitude natin, dun sa tamang pag-iisip, yung paano natin isi-shift yung mental model, 'di ba, yung ating tamang pagharap dito sa mga nangyayari ngayon. So with that, maraming pwedeng mangyari. Isa na dyan, paano natin i-manage yung ating mga kabuhayan? Paano natin bibigyan pansin at paano natin palalaganapin pa rin na maging maayos, masustain natin, and then probably we keep on thriving. I'm sure marami sa viewers natin ngayon, whether you're in the corporate world or nandun po kayo sa negosyo, ang daming pinag-uusapan. Una nga dyan naging keen ba tayo dito sa mga nangyayari? Ang lagi ko nga sinasabi, we are in the liminal state. Ibig sabihin, nandito tayo sa pagkakataon ngayon na nasa transition, di ba? Pre-normal, parang hindi natin iniintindi yung mga bagay-bagay. Parang so busy tayo, lahat ginagawa natin, and basically parang nagkukulang yung panahon at oras natin sa lahat ng bagay natin ginagawa. Now, with the transition, nakita natin na yung mangyayari pala, hindi natin inaakala na ganito kabigat, ganito kalawak, ganito katagal. 'Di ba? Parang what will happen now with the better normal ba ang pwede nating itawagin diyan, o yung new normal, o yung post, 'di ba? Yung susunod na kabanata nitong ating mga pangyayari. So with that liminal state, I always tell people, and I always tell our people, that the key here is about acceptance. I will repeat that, everyone. The key here is about acceptance. We have to accept yung nangyayari. We have to accept yung fact na eto na nandito na tayo. Marami ko nakakausap, nandun pa rin na until now, yung denial stage pa rin na parang, hindi, eto pa rin yan. Di ba? Kaya nga kuminsan, hindi tayo maka-adapt. Why? Kasi yung flexibility, yung adaptability, wala dun sa atin. With all the things that is happening around us right now, again, acceptance yung key para we can move forward. Okay. Now, ano ba yung pwedeng gawin natin dito? Sabi ko nga, in the way syempre, the way we lead our team, the way we manage our business, parang merong tatlong bagay, tatlong approach na sabi ko we need to do. Okay, unang-una, we wanted everyone to renew, di ba? Renew yung kailangan natin, magkaroon ng renewal to what we do. Basically, parang ito yung makita natin yung sarili natin. Ano nga ba yung learnings natin with this? Pandemic have brought a lot of things, di ba? May negativities, meron din naman positive. May upside din naman siya. Marami tayong hinihiling dati. Ano yung mga hinihiling natin dati? Parang hinihiling natin dati, mas mahabang oras sa pamilya, sa bahay, mas maiwasan ng traffic, di ba? Yung ilang oras kang nasa traffic, papasok at pauwi ng bahay galing sa trabaho, yung mga gusto mong mangyari o magawa pa, 'di ba? Na dating hindi mo nagagawa and so on and so on. Parang binigay sa atin eh. Binigay sa atin at nakita natin na pwede pa lang mangyari. Yun nga lang ang pinaka ang nag-trigger basically yung pandemic. So, una with this, ano yung learnings natin dito, 'di ba? Ano yung learnings natin? Somehow we wanted to renew yung bang we wanted to see a better us, 'di ba? Parang how do we drive our team right now? Parang ito, ini-encourage ko nga yung team namin na parang magkaroon ng renewal within us na parang kumusta ka naman? Parang ito ba yung pagkakataon na isa nakita mo na pwede ka pang maging better? Parang yung cliche na reading natin lagi, maging better version ka ng sarili mo. Maybe it's about time na magkaroon nga ng renewal. So that's the first approach. Yung second approach is i-rekindle natin yung pagmamahal sa ginagawa natin. So ibig sabihin, nasa trabaho tayo, yung ating mga empleyado, ini-encourage natin na parang, why are you there to begin with? Bakit ka nga ba nandyan? Bakit ka nga dito nasa organisasyon natin? Bakit nandito ka sa kumpanya natin? At ganun din naman sa inyo, sa mga viewers natin. You always ask yourself, mag-ponder tayo, bakit nga ba ako nandito sa kumpanya ko? Bakit nga ba ako na narito at ano nga ba yung reason? Kumbaga, ano yung meaning in working dito sa akin? Ano yung ginagawa ko? Bakit ako nandito? Nandito lang ba ako para kumita ng pera? Nandito lang ba ako dahil kailangan ko ng trabaho? More than that, naisip ba natin na bakit ka nga ba nandyan? Is it something that meron kang naibibigay na contribution sa growth, for example, ng company? For example, sa growth of our company also, in your companies also, and the whole business in itself? That's another question, everyone. So, ibig sabihin, we just need to rekindle. Ibig sabihin, we need to rediscover yung pagmamahal natin sa ginagawa natin. Yan. So, ini-encourage din natin yung yung ating mga team on that end. The third approach is about what? Yung realization. Yung bang kailangan ma-realize natin na sa dami ng learnings na lumabas, sa dami ng pagkakataon na naibigay sa atin ngayon, 6 na buwan na. In fact, 'di ba nga ang biruan nga ngayon, ano na ang tawag dito? Regular na tayo yung estado natin sa kumpanya natin. 'Di ba? Parang in 6 months baka susunod mag-anniversary na tayo sa ating mga trabaho. But the question will always be, na-realize ba natin? Ano yung mga learnings na meron tayo na yung learnings na yon sa personal na buhay natin at professional na buhay natin, anong gagawin natin with that learning? Sasayangin ba natin? So my point is, we have to learn from it, and then those learnings, dapat we move on na dala-dala natin learnings na yon para sa mas magiging kabutihan ng sarili natin. So ito yung tatlong approaches. Meaning to say, how do we lead our team right now? How do I lead our team right now? Sabi ko nga, what I've been doing with our organization is similar also that I always encourage and discuss to a lot of companies, especially at this point of time. Kailangan yung malasakit, lagi nating pag-iisipan, ano nga ba yung malasakit? Bakit nga ba natin ngayon na napakataas ng awareness sa malasakit? 'Di ba? In our organization, what we wanted is a part of yung tinatawag namin, how do we develop our culture? And I really love developing the culture of our team, that ito yung na-share ko to so many companies and so many corporate or organization years na, no? May mga pagkakataon kasi no mga unang taon namin, similarly with those startup of getting into businesses and starting off their companies and so on. Parang laging ang problema tao, 'di ba? Parang alam naman natin na ang tao yung ating asset na pinakamalaki. Given 'yon. Factual 'yon. Pero tama ba yung mga taong kasamahan natin? Tama ba yung mga tao na tumutulong sa atin? At tama ba yung mga tao na nakikita nating magpapalaki kasama natin that will grow old with you. Di ba? And alam naman natin, big and small companies have the same problem. And yung tao is one major factor. So, mga panahon na yon, nagsisimula kami, merong mga matitigas ang ulo, merong mga talagang sabihin na natin pasaway, merong mga naging empleyado na talagang magnanakaw, sabihin na natin ganyan. Merong mga employee na talagang pala-absent and so on. Ang dami. So sabi ko nga, when I was always looking at how to manage the team better, how to ensure that we will be able to grow and make the company as it is right now, parang we need these people to help you out. Di ba? Parang ganyan. So, thinking of those things, ano ang magsasabi, ano ang pwedeng gawin para ma-ensure na yung mga kasamahan natin, yung kasamahan na meron ka na nagsisimula ka pa lamang, makakatulong at madi-develop sila into something that you'll be proud of and that will exemplify what you wanted to pursue in your businesses, in your companies. And one of the things na nakita kong gap doon is about yung hindi culturally fit yung some of our team members that time. Nakita natin, kahit na sabihin mo meron kang mga activities na ginagawa para sa employees, nakita natin na kahit anong pagkakataon na it doesn't follow na one of the motivating factor will always be about monetary. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng laging monetary ang yung factor kung bakit magiging driven o magiging magkakaroon ng buy-in ang isang empleyado. That's where I've seen the gap wherein dapat maging culturally fit yung bawat isa. And those are the times na when we do our general assemblies, when we do our huddle, when we do our departmental activities, as a whole team, di ba, as an organization, maraming activities na nagkakasama-sama kayo, iyon yung mga panahon that I develop a certain motivational spiel or tracks to ensure na itong mga bawat isa naming tao magkaroon ng buy-in. Ano ba yung buy-in? Di ba? Yung buy-in kasi yung parang natatandaan ko, merong isang commercial, yung isang kilalang artista about a certain soda. It's a soda company. Wherein sabi niya doon, taste pa lang o lasa pa lang daw, orange na. Sabi niya ganyan. So, ibig sabihin, ano yun? How do we translate that to our organization? Meaning to say, ang sinasabi doon, parang lasa pa lang nitong produktong ito, bentang-benta na sa akin. That inspires us to develop buy-in within. Ibig sabihin, paano namin i-develop yung bawat isa sa team? Kailangan magkaroon ng benta. Kailangan bumenta kami. Na, alam nyo, yung bentang-benta dapat ang bawat isa doon sa kultura na gustong i-develop ng company. And that's where we wanted to push na how do we see our team na maging culturally fit. Look at this very good story, everyone. I remember, meron po kaming isang sales supervisor. Magandang halimbawa po siya ng isang sales na talaga pong masipag, magaling pong magbenta, at masasabi natin na performer siya noong mga panahon na yon. It so happened, merong isang pagkakataon sa isang general assembly ng company, nagkaroon po ng sharing. And one of her sharing that time is that nagpa-check up daw siya sa doktor at may nakitang kakaiba doon sa kanyang laboratory o doon sa test. Sabi sa kanya, yung dugo niya raw parang nag-iiba ng kulay. Na sa halip na pula parang nagiging pale at para daw nagkakaroon ng kulay na orange, parang ganyan. So tinuloy niya yung kwento. Kami naman nakikinig po during that General Assembly. And it so happens na yung tinutukoy niya na yung daw kanyang dugo doon sa base doon sa resulta naging dugong kulay orange na o naging dugong pongkan na. So initially we thought na totoo nga may kaso siya based sa lab result. It turned out yung gusto niyang tukuyin na yung sinasabi niya na yung kulay ng dugo niya na naging orange na, parang inahalimbawa niya na ang kanyang mga ginagawa na naa-adapt niya yung kultura ng company doon sa personal na buhay niya. So ano ibig sabihin? Doon parang pinararating niya na nagdugong pongkan na ako. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung kultura na gustong i-develop ng company sa bawat isang team members ng organization, sa kanya innate na, sa kanya bumentang-benta na at nagkaroon na ng buy-in. Nagkaroon na ng buy-in. What does it tell us, everyone? You know, that's very good story. When we develop that culture, ito na po yung pumasok na yung konsepto, unfortunately everyone, yung pong taong yon namatay na rin siya, mahabang panahon na rin. But you know, that legacy of that particular kwento, that reason kung bakit nagkaroon ng dugong pongkan yung aming kultura, it is about something that you have to embed. Ibig sabihin, tumatak po yun sa aming pag-iisip, tumatak po yun sa aming ginagawa, tumatak po yun sa the way we wanted to conduct our business. Meaning to say, we wanted to have that culture. Meaning to say, we wanted to have that buy-in within. Ibig sabihin, bawat isa sa team member ng aming organisasyon, ng aming kumpanya, kailangan magkaroon ng dugong pongkan culture na yon. Why? That dugong pongkan culture tells us about ano at magre-reflect na dapat maipakita ng bawat isa, whether nandun kami sa front line para mag-serve dun sa aming customers base, nandun kami sa back end na susuporta para magawa yung mga dapat at ma-ensure na yung lahat ng deliverables ma-meet namin at na kailangan mangyari yon within the specified time and deliverables timelines of our customers. So ibig sabihin, doon namin dinadrive ang bawat isa. Naging rally, naging battle cry namin yung dugong pongkan culture to one another from that year till now. What does it tell us, everyone? Yung kultura napakahalaga, napaka-critical in the foundation of our team. In order for you to see a very good team, na nalilid mo yung team mo na yon, it follows also that they have to be inculcated, they have to be embedded, not just with the lip service, but with the mind and the heart into it. So ibig sabihin, we always challenge our people. Okay, madaling sabihin yan. In fact, ngayon po, itong mga past several years, pag meron kami mga GA, meron kami mga assemblies, meron kaming mga pagkakataon nagkakasama-sama, lagi naming i-recite yan, lagi naming magpapashare kami ng wisdom about it o yung case study na naipakita nila yung kulturang yon, yung pagkakataon na yon. And makikita mo talaga na hindi siya madali, hindi siya maiksing panahon na makikita mo na magkakaroon siya ng effect. It has to be followed. It has to have follow-throughs. It has to have continuity and sustainability in so many ways, like developing activities, maipapakita nila, encouraging them to do it. And then, yung term ko nga dito is one of the framework na pwedeng gawin doon is you have to ritualize. Ibig sabihin, kailangan maipakita doon sa organization, physically, visually, at syempre, di ba, by the way we act and work on it. So, ibig sabihin, when you talk about structurally, i-structure, yung framework, kunyari, ng pag-develop, di ba, ng kultura within, and ritualization is one key way. Paano nga ba yung pwede? How do we ritualize? Sasabihin nyo, teka muna, wala naman ako sa negosyo. O nandun ako sa kumpanya, I'm an employee. You know, at the end of the day, ang dami pwede nating gawin with that. Ritualizing is way of looking at it uh, on a proper way and means possible mula dun sa visual dun sa office. Parang kung ano yung battle cry, kung ano yung gusto mong i-drive, makikita mo yan from a certain area to our laptops, parang gamitin mo siyang profile, to our cell phone, to any token that will remind us in any activities that will remind us about that certain culture that we wanted to build. Sabi ko nga, paano gagawin yon? Because leaders need to have that foundation. Leaders should have that imprint wherein to become a champion team, to become a champion leader, to become a champion organization, the key here is about yung self-knowledge ng bawat isa. Yung foundation na yon. Kailangan maintindihan natin eh. Kailangan nalalaman natin. So nagsisimula yan doon sa foundation. The founder's belief really plays a major role in the development of the culture in one organization. I always believe that. For example, in our case, we're quite heavy on ethics. Meaning to say, we put heavy premium on the formation of ethical ways of doing business to our team. So it has to be reflected. It has to be cascaded. And it has to be seen by way of embedding it and by way of reflecting it the way we conduct our business. And it starts with us. We as founders of our companies, kailangan makita natin, what do you believe in? Saan ka ba naniniwala? Ano ba yung mga pwede mong gawin? 'Di ba? As a standout leader, for example, how do we drive our team towards be a very good standout company and organization? And mind you, it always starts with the right culture. That culture have provided us with a very good venue to move with the ladder to go and break to have a lot of breakthroughs that provided us the very good platform for our team na pag sinabing dugong pongkan ka, you just not tell us about it, but you have to live with it. You have to live with it. Building the winning culture is quite difficult. Hindi siya madali. Hindi siya madali wherein kailangan mo siyang i-develop. Kailangan lahat ng tao will always be with you. Kailangan na iintindihan nila mula doon sa konsepto, ano yung dapat mangyari, ano yung nakikita mong visioning about that, and so on. Why? Because culture is what happens when attitude and values align. Ulitin ko lang culture is what happens when values and culture and attitudes align. So ibig sabihin, pag nagkaroon ng alignment yan, ang linaw na magiging resulta eh. And it starts with what? Behavior. So ibig sabihin, it is something that we wanted to do. We wanted to see our people. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, there's no perfect organization as there's no perfect employee. But then again, kailangan nating strive, kailangan nating pagbutihin, kailangan nating pagtrabahuhan, kailangan nating ayusin, kailangan nating ituloy, kailangan makita natin, at kailangan tayo ang magmodelo, kailangan tayo ang magsimula ng lahat ng yan. Why? Culture is something that we have to breathe in and breathe out. Parang day in and day out, day in and day out, it is part of the buy-in of the organization. Yun ang kailangan eh. It has to be in our hearts and minds. So ibig sabihin, how do you carry on with this? How do you lead your team with this? So many ways to do it. It's about getting that foundation really, really well. And may mga tanong nga ako minsan, paano yun, Pao? Hindi na kami, kumbaga matagal na kami sa company. Marami na kaming sakit ng ulo. Hindi namin alam kung ano bang kultura meron kami. Ay, kung kaya ko pang i-share with you everyone. Meron akong isang engagement. This is one big company and siguro they're one of the leaders in that industry and sector. Would you believe while we were discussing about culture and ito yung signature program kasi yung culture building ang yan. Alam nyo ba na nung nagtanong akong ganun hindi nila alam kung ano ang kultura meron sila. Wow, di ba? Parang for all we know, supposedly the biggest company should have the clear employees, team members should know exactly their culture. And basically, how do we adapt to it? Again, um, maraming pagkakataon, don't worry everyone. Ako lagi ko nga sinasabi, hindi pa huli ang lahat for many companies. Whether you're a starting business, or whether you're an existing established companies already, with all the biggest of the names in your team, lahat ng pwedeng gawin nasa inyo, paano mangyayari yon kung hindi natin alam yung tamang foundation? And for me, the key here is about the leader. Sabi ko nga kanina, should be the first to do it and should be the first to exemplify that excellence, that culture within the team. Without that, everyone, then definitely it's going to be a chaotic organization that you're into. Yan. So, Luis, are you there?
Sorry.
Kasi
Yeah,
alam ko medyo
yes.
time na. And although bitin, medyo nabitin ako. Pero I'm sure yung marami tayong takeaways na na-share about tamang-tama sabi mo black and white leadership. It's something that has to be printed on us, diba? And for us, for our company, talagang ayun, alam na alam mo to, Luis, how we put heavy premium on building the right culture within the organization. Sabi ko nga past years na because of this, alam nyo, ang maganda rito, alam mo, na i-share ko na ito sa maraming company, sa maraming organization, to employees also. Kasi nga, pare-pareho yung need natin, pare-pareho yung kailangan nating ayusin, at pare-pareho yung problema. So, ibig sabihin, saan bumabalik? Leadership will always be good if the right culture within the organization, it's planted and formed very well within the structure ng ating mga kumpanya. Ayan.
Alright, thank you, Sir Paulo. But before we proceed yan, hinga ka muna. Before we proceed dun sa Q&A natin, kasi somebody's hosting a watch party and then send me a PM.
Okay.
I think one of the Q&As na, pwede ko na ipasa ang Q&As. So, first question niya is, how can I change or pivot the culture?
How can I? Ano yun?
Pivot or change. I think there is an existing culture dun sa company nila. Ngayon, he wants it to be the change agent dun sa kultura na yun. How he does it? Paano ba gawin?
Okay, unang-una dapat kailangan maintindihan muna natin yung anong kultura meron doon sa organization. 'Di ba? Kailangan muna nating ito ba i-align doon sa paniniwala natin. 'Di ba? In any company, dapat talaga meron talaga. And it starts with the crafted vision and mission of the organization. Meaning to say, if it's aligned and kaya nga ang lagi kong term dito, dapat maging culturally fit tayo. Parang from the start of the parang pagpasok pa lang natin ng company, you have to check na ano bang kultura meron tong organization yung kumpanya. Does it follow that it is aligned to my belief, to my principle, to what I wanted to be in the corporate world and so on. So meaning to say, ang key dito, sabi ko nga, 'di ba, no perfect organization. Depende kasi dun sa kung paano tinitingnan yung ating tanong Yung depende kung paano ka magiging change agent, sabi nga natin ganyan. Different perspective. Una, yun nga, kailangan align tayo with what the company believes in what we the founded and developed culture ng kumpanya. Pangalawa, kailangan maintindihan din naman natin na eto nga ba dun sa perspektibo na kailangan nating maintindihan na ikaw ba kailangan mapabago o kailangan magbago, 'di ba? Kaya ba ng pag-iisip natin, kaya mo bang baguhin yung sarili mo para umayon doon um, sa kulturang 'yon? Kasi it's going to be hard kung mag-change ka ng ibang kultura na hindi mo siya gusto. Malinaw 'yon. Ang pwedeng mangyari kasi doon, you will be frustrated, you will not be, hindi mo matututunan mahalin at i-adapt at i-embed yung kulturang yon kung hindi naaayon sa'yo. So anong pwedeng mangyari pag frustration comes in and so on? Probably, magiging unproductive ka, tatamaan yung efficiency level mo, and then hindi magiging maganda record mo. Sooner or later, lalabas ka ng kumpanya. But the question will always be with this. Until when you will realize that the company that you wish to get into provides you with the same aligned culture that you want. So ano ibig sabihin? Well, the company have provided us with the culture. At kung ito tama naman at hindi siya unethical, employees at this point need to, and we should be the one adapting to it. Sabi ko nga dito, we have to, as employees of the company, whether executive ka, rank and file, and so on, we should be the first to adjust. You know, at the end of the day, it's not the organization will adjust to us. It's always us who will adjust. Kaya nga, ang daming frustration di ba? Parang, bakit ang organization, hindi ba sila pwedeng magbago? Remember, kung established na yung kulturang yan, at sabi ko nga kanina, kung ethical naman yung kulturang yan, bakit hindi tayo mag-a-adjust? So, ibig sabihin, it starts with us. Nabanggit ko kanina, the controls is within us. It's about behavioral, it's about our attitude. So, we can be a change agent. That's one. Now, ibang klase naman, kung gusto mong baguhin yung kultura, that's another parang discussion point. Ibang klase naman yun na kung gusto mo on your own, ipasok mo kung ano yung kulturang gusto mo. Teka muna, wait lang. Siguro, may mga pagkakataon, kung meron tayong bosses sa ating mga companies and organization, maybe we could provide our, our insights, lalo na kung, for many companies lalo na, may mga ano yan changing of rules once in a while. Meaning to say, meron pwedeng pagbabago at i-review yung kanilang vision, mission, crafting of this mission, vision, and so on. So, by those things, we can provide our insight and inputs, and baka through this platform, mabigyan ka ng boses, mabigyan tayo ng boses, at baka ito'y makonsider din para sa ikabubuti ng ating kultura. So, magkaiba yun magkaiba siya.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Paulo, for sharing that. That's 2 points, no? So,
2 points.
maganda yun, no? Maganda yung tanong niya. Before, yan. Okay. Then, before you answer the next question, Sir Paulo, kasi ang question niya is, right now, sir, how are you taking how are you taking care of your employees right now? So, I think personal experience to, tinatanong sa inyo, Sir Paulo. At saka, sabi nito, second question, follow-up question niya is, if your company is taking care of your employees, how can employees contribute? Is there a sample from your experience? Yon, Sir Paulo.
Well, una, pandemic. Okay. Siyempre, typically, sabi ko nga, if there's one thing that the organization or we as founders of managing, kunyari, partners of the company, big and small, not just for us, but basically on our end, parang lahat gagawin mo You will put the best effort to ensure that your team magkaroon ng mga bagay pa rin, oportunidad pa rin para doon sa organization. Una, alam naman natin na kami rin naman, Luis, and doon sa ating viewer, kami rin naman is affected by the pandemic. In fact, marami rin naman kaming tinamaan operationally, kumbaga yung business ng ibang major account, talagang tinamaan din naman siya. Buti na nga lang, merong mga brighter side on how we have adjusted and
strategically does a lot, did some for our operation and for our business development. But like me, syempre, I'm encouraging organization to really do their best. Alam nyo, dito natin na ipapakita na yung companies natin ngayon um, will do everything to ensure that we will still have opportunity. Ibig sabihin, ginagawa ng mga kumpanya, katulad kami, ito lang, based on what we're doing right now, ginagawa namin lahat mula nung pandemic until now is to provide still the opportunity. Yun nga lang, may mga ano pa rin meron pa rin mga hindi nangyayari based no sa kagustuhan mo. So ibig sabihin, we have done financial support. We have done as much as possible taking care of our employees by ensuring na we wanted them still in, di ba? Yun nga lang, unfortunately, you have to decide on certain aspect of the business that we have to do it. Wala tayong magagawa eh. Ibig sabihin, sabi ko nga sa inyo, naapektuhan din kami. But isa sa key na dapat nangyayari, and as a CEO, di ba, as a founder of this organization, yung bang alam mo na meron kang gagawin, you have to do it creatively. You have to think of ways to ensure that your team will still be taken care of. Di ba, sabi ko nga kanina, if there's one thing, Luis, no, ito yung magandang result nun. Ito yung magandang result to everyone. Alam nyo ngayon, siguro na-appreciate nung aming team yung mga ginagawa namin. Hindi man to grandioso, hindi man ito ganun kalalaki, hindi man ito sobrang sabihin na nating grand, but it is something that nakita na nila na we're doing a lot of ways and means to ensure that we will be with them at pinapadama namin na kasama nila kami sa mga panahon ngayon. One validation. We have done some campaigns through social media and pushing for our solutions and services. Would you believe halos majority of our employees are sharing to their social media accounts yung aming mga postings sa aming page and so on. Yes, we encourage them, yes. But dati hindi mo nakikita yon. Yung bang not all will do that. So ano ibig sabihin? If that's one validation that you're doing good for your team, na pinapakita mo na nandiyan kanila, kaagapay kanila, talagang ibabalik nila yon. Sabi ko nga, I always tell our team na ganito lang yan very simple. Kung mahal mo ang pamilya mo, mahalin mo dapat yung trabaho mo. As simple as that. It may be for some, wala lang, but if we really push for it, and we were pushing for that, na yung bang magmalasakit tayo dun sa ating ginagawa. Magmalasakit tayo sa ating kumpanya. Pagmalasakitan natin yung ating mga kliyente. Pagmalasikitan at pagbutihin natin yung ginagawa natin. Kasi at the end of the day, tayong lahat na magbe-benefit dito, ang ating valued customers magbe-benefit dito, at lalong na yung pamilya natin na magbe-benefit dito. For us, it's working. Sabi ko nga siguro, hindi lang dahil motivational yung ginagawa ko pag sa speaking, but really, if it's coming from heart, Luis, at alam mo na yun ang dapat gawin, then by all means, mararamdaman ng team yan And siguro yung isang compliment na lang doon, yung magpasalamat sa yung team mo, yung bang magme-message sila, yung bang sa Facebook talaga makikita mo na they really appreciate pagka meron kami mga Zoom meeting and so on. Wag na yung given na yun, Luis, alam mo yung mga may iyakan pa, di ba? Yung mga ganun. Talagang it's really heartwarming if only for that and for that reason alone. Yung bang ang kailangan natin, not just for us, for the company, but also for everyone, na ipadama natin, ipakita natin, nakasama nila tayo. Mind you, that alone will give us the drive to really get into and achieve a greater result for our companies and businesses.
Thank you, Sir Paulo. Gusto ko yan. Yun. The validation. No? I think one of the higher or the management would really know if the feedback is. So one of the feedback is to that kind of validation. So thank you for sharing that. It's a actionable steps that they can use for the companies and for the employees naman. I think yan sinabi nga ni Sir Paulo, no, show them your bosses or even the immediate superior. Just show them and be thankful and grateful for them as well. So for I think yung sinasabi din ni Sir Paulo is just being yourself and appreciating kasi yun yung ano yun yung encouragement in these times eh. So I think maganda yung sinabi ni sinabi ni shinare ni Sir Paulo. But also sorry, hindi pala but also Sir Paulo, can you share kasi guys, to our viewers right now, kung makakita po kayo sa daan, iba nagta-travel po kayo papasok and you see an orange truck and then nakasulat doon V Cargo, sa kanila po yon. Yan, kila Sir Paulo po yon. It's an orange truck. You won't miss it kasi orange eh. So, kulay pa lang, no? Hindi nyo na mamimiss yan.
Pongkan truck.
Yan, the Pongkan truck na tinatawag. Di ba? So,
tama.
Sir Paulo, before I ask you to invite them dun sa mga upcoming trainings mo, can you share us a little about what Vintal Logistics is and the main business of Vintal Logistics?
Well, una-una, no, we're into Vintal Logistics is our business name, no, yung aming brand name, yung V Cargo Worldwide. Tama po si Luis doon. Pag nakita nyo po yung isang orange truck, honestly, in the country, locally, we have claimed the orange color in this particular sector ng industry. We're into logistics, freight forwarding, logistics, and so on. We've managed, in fact, during this lockdown, and until now, we've managed to be one of the, with all humility, everyone, we've managed to be one of the few freight companies in the country who's chartering flights to and from key areas of the country. So kami po yung nakikita, naririnig nyo yung mga life-saving medicines, mga essential goods, mga perishable items, marine products na nag-charter mula lockdown until now. So we're quite fortunate about it. And we're into it. We're in the business for about 21 years. In fact, 2 weeks ago, we had our 21st year. 21 na po kami. Ang tagal-tagal na rin po, di ba? So imagine niyo po kung si Luis ganyang gwapo at bata pa, ganun pa rin po ako nung mula noon hanggang ngayon, gwapo pa rin at bata pa rin. 21 years na po kami. Nagdibu na ho kami. Yung 2 dekada na yon, we have developed a lot of so many firsts in the logistics industry in the country. And quite a while, we've seen some very good revenue channels. We have our victories, small victories, big victories. We have also many failures. Alam nyo, yun po yung maganda nun. When you talk about things on so many ends of the companies, di ba? Seldom ko po, alam po ni Luis to, seldom ko po nadidiscuss yung company kasi nga, di ba, parang for me, may proper venue about it. But the company have gone through a lot and we've managed to be always one of the top freight company in the country with icing on top with so many significant accolades and recognition both here and abroad. So ganyan po siya. It's we started really small, parang typically 2-man team, ragtag team, handy-manny way approach of getting into this company. And yun, ganun po nagsimula lahat. Basically, we have implanted a very good footprint, if I may say, in the country's logistics sector. Yan po yung aming kumpanya. Yun tama si Luis. Basta po nakakita ko yun ng orange na truck sa daan, yan na po yun. Yan na po yung V Cargo. Yan yun po yun.
Right, thank you. Yan. So, yan po, no? Lagi kong pinabantayan yan, habang i-drive. So, may orange, okay? So, yun. So, anyway, Sir Paulo, if they wanted to catch more of you, can you invite them in your upcoming events or page?
Okay. Well, unang-una ho, no, gusto ko kayo pong imbitahan. Nagkaroon, alam niyo, ito po yung, sabi ko nga sa inyo, di ba may mga proyekto tayo na isang upside din naman sa pagkakataong ganito. And I've managed to start off with an online show already. Luis, ang pangalan niya, The Paulo Tibig Show, di ba? So hindi naman po kami namimigay ng 10,000 at 5,000. Namimigay lang po kami katulad nila Luis ng insights at mga learnings. At 'di ba, sana po samahan niyo din po kami. Ito na po ay nangyayari tuwing Sabado ng gabi, alas 7 ng gabi, through our page dun sa Workplace Excellence PH, or pinakamabilis po dun sa aming page na Paulo Tibig. By the way, yung Paulo po, P-A-U-L-O, hindi po siya P-A-O. Madali niyo pong hanapin yon. We're in all social media, LinkedIn, Twitter. Ayan, naibalik ko yung Twitter kahit na, sige lang, tweet ng tweet. Facebook, Instagram, and syempre, check po nyo yung YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. Paulo Tibig din po yon. Our website, again, Paulo Tibig din yon. And if you wanted to connect with us through if you wanted me to speak with your team, with your organization, or yun, yung some applicable corporate trainings with your team and so on, just let us know, message us at Paulo Tibig corporate trainings at gmail.com. Yun. Maraming salamat, Luis.
Alright.
Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Thank you, Sir Paulo, for
And
sharing
soon,
that.
collab tayo, on some potential project.
May pag-usapan natin yan, Sir Paulo. So,
Right.
Sir Paulo,
Salamat.
thank you for your time. I'll just put you in the waiting room as I close. I'll see you later sa backstage, ha?
Thank you.
I'll see you later in a bit. Announcements lang ako. All right, to our viewers, thank you for joining us. I believe marami po tayong natutunan. I hope you were able to jot down notes, reflect, and if you are the employer, or even if you're the employee, I hope you were able to thinker on things or ponder on things that you would like to give. Aside po dun sa encouragement, being grateful for the job that you have right now, or as an employer naman po, being appreciative with your team, isa po sa mga malaking bagay na pwede natin ibigay ngayon. Today, it's not about money, it's about how can we encourage each other as we cling on to each other. So, as I close, allow me to just show you my slides. Iyan po, no? Okay. Yan, please do catch us on October 13 and 14, 2020 to know more about this event. Please visit our page, Vertical Parallel Asia. You can DM us, direct message us from our page. This coming April again, October 13 to 14, Productive Leadership, Upping Leadership Potential. This is a management skills training for your managers and supervisors. This is a full course on productive leadership. It's an 8-hour learning program brought to you by Vertical Parallel under our masterclass. Also, next week, please do join us. Yan. Wag na po huli. If you know somebody who could benefit from this, if you or yourself belongs to the organization who needs this, and these are two things. This is safety management, workplace planning, and at the same time, HR crisis planning. So, importante po ito sa bawat organizations. That's why I'm encouraging you right now to message us, call us, and email us just to register. Crisis management planning, your business continuity planning guide, happening next week na po yan, September 29 and 30, 1 to 5 p.m. via Zoom. All right, so joining us is Mr. Joel Elio and Miss Jenny Magalong. So please do catch us. Not catch us, inquire, okay? So register. All right, so yan po. Again, please do like, follow, and subscribe Vertical Parallel Asia. We bridge you to success. We are present in YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So salamat po sa mga viewers this afternoon, this evening. I hope you had a great time learning. And as I close, allow me to encourage you with this one. Sabi dun po yung sa Jeremiah 29:11, for my plans is not to harm you, but to prosper you. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future. Our hope and future is anchored and aligned in God's promises. So I hope you enjoyed this evening sessions or this afternoon session. So I hope you had a great time. Thank you for your time once again. This is Luis Magalong. I'll see you on the next show. As I close, allow me to just close us in prayer. Lord, we thank you for this time that you've given us. We thank you that we have applied new learnings. We pray that we may use it to have an actionable steps towards our company. We thank you for this time. Thank you for giving us wisdom and knowledge. We know that this pandemic will soon be over because I know that you are sovereign over this situation. We thank you for our leaders. We thank you for the strategies you've given us. We thank you for our families. We love you, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen. So everyone, thank you. I'll see you soon. Please visit our page for more updates. Anyway, good night and have a great evening. Bye.